the difficulty, the challenge, is how we fit consciousness into our scientific worldview. Despite great progress in our scientific understanding of the brain, we still don't have even the beginnings of an explanation of how complicated electrochemical signaling might somehow be able to give rise to an inner subjective world of colors and sounds and smells and tastes that each of us knows every second of waking life. So it's broadly agreed that this is a deep problem. But one very common reaction is to say, okay, well, there's a problem here. We just need to a bit more neuroscience, a bit more cognitive science, our standard ways of investigating the brain, one day crack it. But one thing I'm keen to emphasize in my work is not just another scientific problem. There are many ways in which this is radically different to any other scientific problem, and indeed the standard scientific approach isn't entirely adequate to deal with it. And one very straightforward way of pressing that not so much what I talked about in the book really, but what I've pressed more recently, is just that consciousness is not publicly observable. You can't look inside somebody's head and see their feelings and experiences. We know that consciousness exists not from observation and experiment, but from our immediate awareness of our own feelings and experiences. Now science is used to dealing with unobservable entities. Fundamental particles like electrons and quarks cannot be directly observed. But there's an important difference. In the case of fundamental particles and other unobservables that science postulates, these things are, although they're unobservable, they're postulated in order to explain what we can observe. Fundamental particles are postulated as part of the standard model of particle physics, which, an incredibly impressive theory that accounts for a wide range of observable phenomena. So still, what we're trying to explain is data from observation. In the unique case of consciousness, the thing we are trying to explain is not publicly observable. And this just makes it absolutely unique and radically different to any other scientific problem. And I think this really constrains our capacity to deal with it experimentally, because it doesn't show up in experiments.